What if angels are really chickens? Now hold on, I know what you're thinking. That sounds like a pretty wild idea, right? We often picture angels as magnificent, glowing beings, enormous feathery wings strumming harps on fluffy clouds. They represent purity, power, divine messages. On the other hand, we have the humble chicken, a bird known for pecking at the ground, laying eggs, making clucking sounds. It's a creature we see in barnyards and on farms. How could these two possibly be related? Well, science encourages us to ask big, strange questions, because sometimes the answers lead us to incredible discoveries about the world and, indeed, the universe. The connection starts not in the heavens, but deep in Earth's prehistoric past. Consider the evidence. Science has shown us some truly mind-blowing things about the history of life on our planet. To understand our wild theory, we first need to travel back in time. Way back, about 66 million years ago, the Earth was ruled by giants. And the king of these giants was the Tyrannosaurus rex, this massive carnivore, with its powerful legs, bone-crushing jaws, and tiny arms, was the apex predator of its time. It was a symbol of raw, untamed power. For a long time, we thought all dinosaurs were just giant lizards, cold-blooded and scaly. But science, which is always learning and updating, has revealed a new picture. Fossil discoveries have changed everything we thought we knew. In recent decades, paleontologists have found amazing fossil evidence in places like China. These fossils weren't just bones, they included impressions of feathers. That's right, feathers. Many dinosaurs, theropods, including the T-Rex, were covered in primitive feathers. These might have been used for insulation to stay warm, for display to attract mates, to help them maneuver. This discovery was a game-changer, a direct visible link between dinosaurs and modern birds. The king of the dinosaurs might have looked less like a giant lizard and more like a giant, terrifying bird. Now, let's turn our attention back to angels. Across many cultures and religions, angels are described as powerful messengers and guardians. They are often depicted as humanoid figures, but with one spectacular addition: wings. These aren't just any wings, they are grand, majestic, and often bird-like, covered in brilliant white feathers. They represent the ability to transcend the earthly realm, to move between heaven and earth. This imagery is incredibly powerful, symbolizing freedom, speed, and a connection to the divine. The bird-like nature of these wings is a key element that we cannot ignore in our investigation. Why bird wings? Why not bat wings? Why not insect wings? Birds have long been symbols of freedom and the spirit. Their ability to soar high above the ground, seemingly touching the sky, has captured human imagination for millennia. It makes perfect sense that when we tried to imagine a being that could travel from a celestial plane, we gave it the most impressive flying equipment we knew, like an eagle or a swan. So the popular image of an angel is essentially a hybrid creature, part human and part bird. This is where our T-Rex chicken theory really starts to take flight. If angels are imagined as powerful bird-like beings, and we know that birds evolved from powerful dinosaurs, then we can draw a fascinating, albeit speculative, line. The theory proposes that our collective subconscious understanding of power is still tied to these ancient rulers of the planet. Let's get hypothetical and have some fun with this. If our theory is correct and angels are the evolved celestial form of the T-Rex chicken, what would an angel dream about? Specifically, what would it dream about when it dreams of its own power, its own origins? Dreams are often a jumble of our memories, fears, and deepest instincts. So an angel's dreams might not be filled with clouds and harps, but with echoes of its incredibly deep and ancient past. The instincts of its ancestors would still be buried deep within its consciousness, a genetic memory stretching back millions of years. Think about the source of its power. Before it was a celestial being, it was a bird, and before that, a dinosaur. The ultimate source of its physical dominance was its reptilian, or more accurately, dinosaurian ancestry. Therefore, when an angel dreams of its raw, primal power, it might not see itself with feathery wings. Its dreams of power could be filled with images of giant lizard-like beings, because that is the root of its evolutionary strength. So, there you have it. A journey that connects the mightiest dinosaur to the humble chicken and the chicken to the glorious angel. We started with a simple, almost silly question, and followed the thread of scientific evidence and creative speculation to a truly mind-blowing conclusion. We've seen how birds are the living descendants of dinosaurs, carrying the genetic legacy of creatures like the T-Rex. The chicken in the barnyard is not just a simple bird. It's a biological time capsule, a living link to an ancient and powerful world that existed millions of years ago. We then explored how our cultural image of an angel, a powerful being with majestic bird-like wings, could be seen as the ultimate mythological evolution of this very lineage. It's a concept that merges human form with the gift of flight and the ancestral memory of dinosaur dominance. The angel becomes a symbol that ties together the heavens, the earth, and the deep, deep past. Thinking this way opens up a universe of possibilities. So, the next time you see a chicken, maybe you'll see more than just a bird. Let's keep exploring it together.